Still haven't told me why you're here, Louis.
If you want to feel like a cop again, I have a job for you.
I'm not a cop anymore.
Then I won't have to pay you much.
Hello everyone and welcome to another video by Centipede Geek. Today I'm going to discuss my thoughts and opinions upon the NBC television show by the name of Crossing Lines. I'm going to talk about episode 2 titled The Terminator. And without any further ado, let's go and get to it, shall we? So if you remember in episode 1, we had one of our main agent characters died. And pretty much in episode 2 titled The Terminator for Crossing Lines on NBC, pretty much what we have going on is all of our other agent characters, the Frenchman included, you know, the guy that she was very close with, all of those characters are pretty much suffering from the loss of losing that girl character. The opening scene of this episode is actually them at the funeral, and the first 20 minutes of this episode is actually them dealing with the loss of that character and seeing the characters cry and them having to, you know, decide whether or not they should keep being, you know, these secret agent cops, you know, them having to decide whether they should stay on the team or go back to their, you know, normal and regular and everyday lives. That's pretty much the main gist. And then, of course, like I said on my pilot review, every episode is kind of like a different killer and stuff. Well, in this episode, we have a killer that seems to be using some sort of radiation in a drink, and when you drink it, it gives you some sort of virus, and then once you contain that virus, you die in a matter of days. Well, there is a girl serial killer doing this in this episode, and that's pretty much what they're trying to do. They're trying to find this girl and prevent her from killing any more people by making them drink the virus. Then we have other subplots going on with Donald Sutherland's character, and he is trying to find out who exactly killed our main Frenchman character's son. Forgive me if I forget the actor's name, and I also forget the character's name. But anyways, he's the main Frenchman, the one that's the leader of the cop crew. Anyways, like I said, we have Donald Sutherland's character, and he is pretty much, he is getting closer to finding out, you know, who actually is who, you know, killed his son. And Donald Sutherland's character thinks it might actually be that they were targeting the Frenchman, and that instead his son got in the car, and that's what, you know, the car exploded, when it may have been the Frenchman they were targeting all along. So that's the whole underlining theme of the show, is that killer that was going after the Frenchman, you know. So that's pretty much the main gist. That's the main basic plot for episode 2 titled The Terminator for the NBC television show by the name of Crossing Lines. Just so you guys know, there will be spoilers in this review, and they will come into play in just a few moments. So if you don't like spoilers, go ahead and click ahead and skip to my opinion. Otherwise, keep watching, right? Overall, my thoughts and opinions on episode 2 of The Terminator of the NBC show called Crossing Lines. I really enjoyed this episode. And one of the reasons I did was because I thought the underlying theme was going to be very small. I didn't think that it would matter much. I thought this was going to be kind of just, you know, your generic CSI show where every episode is a different killer. Well, Crossing Lines, it is that, but what sets it apart from other, you know, generic CSI shows, like, you know, CSI Miami, CSI Los Angeles, New York, however many there are, what sets Crossing Lines apart from others, besides it taking place in different other countries like Russia, you know, the Czech Republic, however you say it, you know, in Prague, besides it taking place in like other countries, you know, not that small element, but what sets it apart is the underlining theme. What I really enjoy about it is us, you know, trying to find out the killer that killed, you know, his son. I really like the underlining element of the series, you know. I can't wait till that element becomes, and you know, that drama of that killer becomes a little bit bigger in the series. And I think once it does become a little bit bigger, I think Crossing Lines really could be a phenomenal show. Right now, I'm 2 episodes in, 3rd episode airs next week. I'm still really enjoying the series. Overall, I think it's a solid, you know, 7.5, 8 out of 10, you know, stars right now. I'm still really enjoying the series as a whole. Overall, I'm really liking it. So let's talk about some of the reasons why I liked it. As I said on my first review, William Fichtner really steals the show in the pilot episode, but in this episode particular, episode 2 titled The Terminator for NBC's Crossing Lines, I really thought that the Frenchman stole the show. His actor's name is Mark Levine, as I said on my pilot review, and I really felt that Mark Levine, that plays the Frenchman, you know, the leader of the cop crew, I really liked his character in this episode. He's pretty much the backbone of the series, besides, William Fichtner. I kind of like William Fichtner's subplots also about him, doing the morphine, popping pills, being an alcoholic, being a drunk, and still having to find out, who the main killer is. But overall, besides William Fichtner, I really like Mark Levine. I think right now Mark Levine playing the Frenchman character, I really like his character overall. I like his main underlining theme to the plot, and the best scene in this episode is definitely whenever I believe he's holding his son's or his previous child's socks, and he comes home to his wife, who he's not home to very often, and he just starts to cry, and that's how the episode ends. The episode ends, honestly, in a very sad and a very depressing way. But what I loved about this episode was only 2 episodes in, and already we can already feel sympathy, and we can already feel very, sympathetic in our hearts for this, Mark Levine's, Frenchman character. So I really like Mark Levine's character. He's really cool. Like I said earlier, the whole underlining theme that, that his character creates. Donald Sutherland, he seems to play a minor role in each episode. The first 2 episodes, he's been in maybe 10 minutes at the most, but that's about it. So he plays a very minor character, but I feel as the series goes on, Donald Sutherland's character might get bigger or it might not. But overall, Donald Sutherland's really cool. But like I said, Mark Levine's probably my favorite character so far. Another great thing about this series is watching these characters and these actors in action, their interactions with one another, and just watching them take out the killer. It's really cool just to see the situations they get in. And what I like is, for a good chunk of this episode, a good chunk of it was just about the sympathy of the girl dying. These are real characters having to deal, with realistic situations in their lives. And, it wasn't just, another killer on the loose. They didn't just, like a lot of shows, they didn't just forget about what happened in the last episode and going after another killer. Only a small portion, was actually about looking for that, serial killer, the one that was putting the virus in people with the radiational drink. A good chunk of it was the, sympathy with that all the characters are building. And overall, not just William Fichtner and Mark Levine's character, but all the actors in general, all the cop crews, the 2 girls, the guy that's, specializing in guns and technology, all the characters in general, all make you feel sympathy for them. And overall, it's just really cool to see all these actors in action. That's pretty much my main thoughts and opinion on the NBC television show by the name of Crossing Lines for episode 2, titled The Terminator. As always, it comes on every Sunday night, 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock for everyone else. Next week's episode is episode 3, titled Long Haul Predators. Once again, thanks for watching another video by Centipede Geek. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to my page below, and I'll see you guys later with more videos by Centipede Geek.